Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We are from the Digital Fairy. I'm Rachel.
I'm Jess.
But you might be wondering,
What is the Digital Fairy?
who is the Digital Fairy?
Some think we're just a viral trend forecasting TikTok account.
And they're not wrong. You'll find on our TikTok account, we'll predict really unhinged trends like puppets replacing fashion models or the rise of food culture.
You may have also seen us referenced in articles about youth culture, social media trends, and more.
But with any sort of internet claim to fame, there will always come
The haters.
But that's okay, because we took this and turned it into merch t-shirts.
But anyways, back to who we are. We are from the Digital Fairy, a 360 creative agency.
We create social-first campaigns, brand strategies, and BVIs, and we work with brands like Peachy Den, Estee Lauder, Adidas, D&80, and many more.
But who are we?
Well, we are two fairies. I'm Rachel, and I'm the Global Insights Strategist. I lead research as part of the Fairy Futures Division, which is our strategy division. So that means I'm analyzing culture and consumer behavior and trends. It also involves me watching a lot of TikToks, but more serious things like consumer interviews and focus groups. And we also give clients recommendations on how to shape their strategy and future planning. And I'm gonna stop before I say any more buzzwords.
And I'm Jess, the creative lead at Digi. So I head up Fairy Studios, which is our creative division. I work really closely with Fairy Futures, which is Rachel's division, to, in the beginning stages, to take the insights and form creative concepts. And from those, we execute the ideas, whether that be campaigns, BVIs, social content, events, influencer partnerships, or activations, the list goes on.
So, today we are here to talk about the art of being chronically online.
So this includes our journeys, our processes, and also how being chronically online informs the Digital Fairy's work and values.
So, let's start with us and take it all the way back to where it began.
We're just kidding.
Jokes aside, when we were thinking about this talk and the idea of being chronically online, we did look back at our very formative years of being teenage girls on the internet.
So perhaps like many of you guys here, the internet is where our first forays into creativity and self-expression really began. And when we retraced our slightly embarrassing digital footprint, we really saw how the internet shaped our ways of thinking and working, which ultimately led us to where we are here today.
And there's so many parallels between Jess's journey and mine. We were obviously both big Tumblr girlies. Here are our exclusive screenshots of our Tumblr pages frozen in time from like 2014 or something. We also both coincidentally made YouTube vlogs about visiting the UK for the first time. So if you want to stalk us hard enough on the internet, you might be able to find this footage.
So I'm going to talk about me now for a little bit. So growing up, most of my free time was spent online, from my 7-year Neopets obsession that taught me basic HTML coding, to checking the Cobra Snake daily in the early to mid-2000s, and reblogging and curating fashion internet aesthetics on Tumblr, to picking up my first DSLR, the Canon Rebel T2i, to self-shoot my own outfit images and videos for my Blogspot and YouTube channel.
And for me, and I cannot believe I'm exposing myself in public right now, but from the ripe ages of 12 to 15, I was quoting The Devil Wears Prada on my live journal. I don't even know if anyone knows about this platform, but I was writing fan fiction. I was reposting Christian Louboutin on my little Blogspot website. But then during my uni years, my cultural analysis DNA really started to show in my Twitter rants, where I called Love Island a cultural artifact. I also called out Pinterest for not having an inclusive enough of a platform for users of color. And then at some point, I had a whole thread about hypebeast culture amongst Chinese Gen Z.
So all this to say, we're here to beat the allegations that spending or wasting time on the internet is inherently bad. So from those golden Tumblr years till present day, there's still this stereotype that younger generations waste time on the internet and are incredibly out of touch with reality, or that girls doing silly, girly, fashiony things on the internet is invalid or vain.
But for us, wasting time on the internet actually scored us our jobs. For example, my fan fiction basically allowed me to practice copywriting. My fangirl behavior online and my Twitter rants actually reflected how I was analyzing media and culture at an early age. And finally, my Tumblr fashion days actually helped me observe runway trends. That's a pretty crucial skill for trend forecasting.
And I became a jack of all creative trades through my internet-led interests. I learned the basics of web design through playing with HTML for MySpace and Blogspot. I picked up videography to shoot and edit my YouTube videos, and I got so into it, I moonlit as a wedding videographer for a little bit of time. I've also loved fashion photography and learned Photoshop to edit my fit pics, duh. And unknowingly learned mood boarding and art direction through my Tumblr curation.
So we both took these kind of seemingly vapid or meaningless trends or skills to use it to express ourselves, but also to make sense of the world, and that just shows how valuable it is to immerse yourselves in internet culture.
So like us, being chronically online is a core driving force behind the digital fairy. In the office, all of our fairies have very different interests, so sharing our weird internet finds with each other disrupts each other's algorithms.
And while we're united by our love for the internet, our three divisions of strategy, creative, and casting all channel this online chronicalness in our different ways, also because we are from different parts of the world. We inform our work through our colorful, diverse life experiences and cultural heritages. And so because of this, we established our editorial platform, the Digiverse, alongside our TikTok channel to really grow our little corner of the internet and also our youth culture-obsessed community.
Have always been around.
Everyone keeps saying that the trend cycle is moving at super fast pace. The Foxen date is on the rise and has been seen on
This forecast was correct. Yes, let's talk about edible beauty. We noticed that a lot of
the cycle is moving at super fast pace.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you guys. Oh, wow. So we believe that we have the power to put our internet takes through these editorial avenues into the universe. We see ourselves as community leaders in the online space where we lead conversations around emerging cultures, niche topics, and weird and wonderful trends.
And with great power comes great responsibility. And we at the, sorry, did I skip a slide? Sorry, and our responsibility is connecting all these dots together. So that means when we are exploring different cultures and subcultures online, we make sure to in-depthly understand them. But also when it comes to working with our clients, it means working directly with these communities or subcultures and also making sure we're authentically representing them.
So what does that actually look like? We have Digivision, which is our mini documentary series produced in-house, where we platform subcultures to let them tell their own stories, from underground rave communities like Grin to London's Japanese fashion scene, to artists like Fungal Fancy, right here, who pushes the boundaries of femininity with her grotesque prosthetics.
We also have our reports. This is where we identify any emerging trends, for example, like the rise of crime aesthetics on social media. It's also where we predict how these trends may evolve. We love involving our community in these reports, so we always get someone to quote and provide their opinion so our readers can really get up close and personal on these topics. And our clients and our community also honestly love using these as free resource, so you guys are all welcome to read our reports as well.
And we take the spirit of serving our communities directly into our client work. So, for example, we helped launch Liverpool Football Club's partnership with Converse in a campaign where we casted and collaborated with members of the fandom who were lesser represented.
We also worked with Spotify on their Misfits 2.0 playlist. The Misfits 2.0 playlist is a playlist with alternative genres like hyperpop, punk, and hip hop, and it really captures the spirit of youth rebellion, which aligns perfectly with the digital fairy. So for our social campaign, we connected fans to their favorite artists like Youngblood and Ashniko, and again, helped create this little corner of the internet where the Misfit community can gather and make friends and hang out.
So for our work with topicals, we disrupted the bland beauty landscape through our branding and identity work by casting alternative faces of spotty hotties and London's underground communities. We brought our own vision of beauty standards to life with the UK campaign launch.
So where does that leave us? We believe that
Internet culture is culture.
It's something that powers our insight and creative and casting. It underpins how we like to work with clients and also sometimes what we want to have for lunch in the office.
And we're not saying to only look at your phone as a source of inspiration, but it's a pretty good tool for you to explore the world. You might find perspectives that delight you, surprise you, or shock you.
You might also connect with equally weird internet friends to make equally weird stuff together, or you might find yourself in communities that help you feel seen and validated.
And if being chronically online worked out just fine for a small town girl from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, with a 1-hour internet limit and a dream,
or a big city girl from Hong Kong with a fan fiction story that's probably read by only 2 people, we turned out pretty okay.
So from 2 social media thickos to all of you, we encourage you to be proud of your screen time and truly embrace your internet identities and activities.
And that way, you too can turn your memes into dreams. Thank you.
Thank you.